Hermes Rosa Jr. read his poetry aloud at a measured clip, his backpack at his feet and his blue notebook bent back. Harsh and painful, leaving enough blood to paint a scarlet angel, he began. His poems about love and abuse are at once tragic and hypnotic. He writes of cancerous people and habits, of the pain of being submerged with fists and of dancing around the flames. Sitting inside the offices at Opportunities for a Better Tomorrow in Brooklyn on a recent morning, he continued, "I didn't know a relationship could be a coffin or a grave." M.R. Rosa, 20, says poetry has become a kind of therapy for him. But as recently as last year, he thought he would never write again. M.R. Rosa dropped out of the 11th grade in 2012, after what he described as a manic episode in his principal's office during which he broke down in tears, left the building and went home. He later learned that the school had almost called an ambulance for him. The 4 years that followed were dark. He tapped out of life, he said. M.R. Rosa rarely left the home in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, that he shares with his mother and 4 younger siblings. He spent hours reading Japanese comics and watching anime. He gained almost 100 pounds. And he abandoned his poetry. "I drowned into a slump," he said. In summer 2016, a post on Instagram by his aunt Sandra Serva nudged him out of stagnation. The photo was from M.R. Rosa's middle school graduation with a caption applauding his successes. That was just the latest in Ms. Serva's attempts to get her nephew back on track. She had been telling him for some time about Opportunities for a Better Tomorrow, a beneficiary of Community Service Society of New York, one of the 8 organizations supported by the New York Times Neediest Cases Fund. Ms. Serva encouraged him to sign up for its high school equivalency preparation program. M.R. Rosa enrolled in September 2016. Just 2 months later, he passed the high school equivalency test, faster than any other student at the agency, said Danny Smejkal, the chief program officer at Opportunities for a Better Tomorrow. M.R. Rosa continued there with educational, occupational, and work readiness sessions and went on to get an internship at the hip-hop radio station WQHT. M.R. Rosa, who describes himself as shy, said he rarely spoke in class at the start of the program. But one day in English class, his teacher, Anthony Magnotti, asked him to read aloud his 2-minute spoof about how homework was unhealthy. Nervous and anxious, he read the assignment in front of 3 other students. Afterward, the teacher suggested M.R. Rosa join the debate team, which M.R. Magnotti advised M.R. Rosa helped lead the team through the season, delivering a speech about judgment to a crowd of about 100 people and preparing a mock trial case. M.R. Rosa soon found his poetry flowing once again. It was as though he had never stopped. He tapped into the same creative energy that had helped him weather his checkered middle school years, when he was bullied and used writing as an escape, he said. His uncle, Will Serva, who used to rap, had introduced M.R.